All right. That's a stretch, but I understand why you would. I understand why we don't call circumcision genital mutilation, but that's a stretch. I brought that to the table because in Jewish law, Jewish identity is passed down matrilineally. That has gone back thousands and thousands of years. It's in the Talmud that there's a matrilineal focus on determining who is and is not Jewish to this day. If you are born to a Jewish father and a non-Jewish mother, there's all sorts of extra verifications and stuff that have to happen. So this, I know that people love the Jews and venerate the Jews and say that their culture is better than our culture. But in their culture, which people love to say, they are smarter. That's what the Thomas Sowell says. They're more intellectual. They're smarter. They're more diligent. They're more organized. Y'all love soul, right? That is a matrilineal culture.
Let me ask you a question, Kimberly. Is Jewish culture patriarchal? Hold on. Is Jewish culture patriarchal?
We are talking about culture. No, so as I have repeatedly said, it is not patriarchal. Hey, I am saying, wait a second. Hey, just let me. Hey, a central tenet, okay. A central tenet of patriarchy is ownership, right? And that ownership is designated by saying that we follow the male line, the patriarchal line. Jewish culture cannot be patriarchal in the way that the Jewish culture. Hey, I've got to finish. I'm so sorry. Jewish culture cannot be patriarchal in the way that you're trying to express. In their holiest book says that the culture is passed down. The sacred vows, those customs, have been passed down through thousands of years through the line of the mothers.
That's completely incorrect.
So you don't.
It is not. Whoa! It is not. Wait a second.
Whoa!
One, you don't understand the history of how Jewish culture became matrilineal. Two, you don't understand Jewish culture is patriarchal. Three, you don't understand that Jewish men, the astute ritualists, the people who are well studied, the intellectuals, the designers, are solely responsible for passing down culture to all of Jewish society and civilization.
That literally cannot be true because that's not what the Talmud says.
Them adopting a strategy that was actually foreign to them was for functional purposes. It doesn't negate they are a patriarchal culture, and the success of their culture is because they are patriarchal. Right? Now you brought up Jewish.
I'm sorry, it's an unsubstantiated. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to substantiate it.
Let me finish. Let me finish. You brought up Jewish culture to try to strawman it because you thought I was gonna just, I love Jewish culture. I don't care about Jews. I don't think about them, right? I'm talking about patriarchy.
You don't have to care about them, but there is no. Hey, you don't have to care about culture, but there is no dispute about whether or not Jewish people are on average.
All right. Hold on. Let me just do this, all right? Because I think yes, but let me just say this real quick, brother. So, religious leaders is the male dominant historically in Orthodox Judaism, right? Rabbis have been historically men only. Only men could be judges, right, in religious courts historically. Only men could lead prayers in synagogues.
This is not even an argument.
So this is their authority comes from males, and then when it comes to
my plan.
Yeah, do your thing, brother.
Please, listen, people. This is for people who.
Wait a second. But I'm saying, but we're making an argument about culture.
It's a squabble. Let them squabble.
Lord Jesus.
They can interject. That's cool. They ain't got to be long soliloquies on both sides.
I'm just trying to land my plane. I'm almost done. Please. So this is what I'm saying, right? I was talking about patriarchal cultures in general. Now, Jews, in my example was, if you look at history and you look at the most successful civilizations, they've all been patriarchal. All right? It's just something you can just easily observe. If you need to fucking Google it, Google it. Somehow Kimberly brought up Jewish people who have not been successful the entirety of their fucking people group until today, until 1948, right? Is when they finally got their fucking country. These people have been fucking kicked out of 110 plus countries. They've been persecuted and dominated by real patriarchal, successful civilizations. So I don't know why you brought up the weakest example, right? To the exception, quote unquote, and it wasn't an exception because they're patriarchal. Oh, wow. But you brought up the so-called exception to try to go against the rule. The rule stands. Patriarchy is king. Culture is king. And if you have both, you're going to win. If you don't, you're going to look like we look like today. It's simple.
You're done? Okay. So, culture, right? So the transmission of customs, ideas, mores is what happens in homes, families, communities. If we are talking about the legal, right, the juridical parts of society ruled by men, but I don't think that those things are necessarily they are not exactly the same. Moreover, Jewish people have historically and contemporarily been the target of outsized violence because they have tended historically to overachieve relative to their proportion of the population. And that makes them easy to scapegoat right now and in Spain in the 1300s. There is actually a very easy to follow through line among the history of the Jews. Yes, they have been targeted, but a lot of that is because they are punching above their weight.
May I interject, please? I was off the... Come on, I was off the...
Bow down, heathen.
Yeah, no, you can go to slaughter because this has nothing to do with my submission.
All right, it's
just rambling.
All right, it's on.
Bro, come on, Arminius. Bro, I was off the...
Get the fuck down, you fucking Bantu.
But what she said, Lou, I disagree with too, though.
Bro, please don't entertain it, bro. It's not even thought out, bro.
Men, all the rabbis are
not even thought out.
There's no female rabbis, bro.
When she said the Jewish culture is matriarchal, if you just like Kim, do you consider?
I did not say matriarchal. I said matrilineal.
Yes.
And that.
So what's the definition of that? What is that?
Meaning you can only be Jewish if your mother is Jewish. Okay, Judaism is passed down through the mother's line.
Okay, so
and if we are considering culture,
okay, I got that part.
Yeah.
Boom, you defined it. So Kim, do you consider the Torah part of Jewish culture? The first 5 books of the Bible, the Torah. Do you consider that part of the Jewish culture?
Jewish people study the Talmud.
Okay, fine. Do you consider you now in the Talmud when they record, right, their history? Do they record the mothers or the father with the lineage?
The Talmud explicitly says that Judaism is passed down through the mother.
Do you believe that some Jewish people study the Torah as well?
I'm not interested in what some Jewish people study, but I am interested in the history of rabbinical law.
Do you know that some Jewish people study the Torah?
Some Jewish people could, study, Harry Potter. It's not really relevant.
Got you. So the Torah is the record of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, right? The record of Moses, right? The record of Joshua. Right, all these, right, all this like Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, all these, right, their law, right. That was all the Torah, right. So, and when you see the lineage recorded, it's always men, right. Regardless whether they went out and they got with women from other tribes or other areas, they were part of the 12 tribes, and the 12 tribes of Israel, right. Were men. So when you saying like what you're saying, it's like just it's not. It's like what do you're making it seem like you're making it seem like you're not Jewish unless you're just by the mother. When their whole record of Jewish lineage is from the fathers.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just what you're saying is not true. It is
what part
very
I said that wasn't true.
In Jewish life, okay. It is well known, okay. It's a very everybody knows that the Jewish identity is passed down through the mother. You are talking about the Torah when the Talmud is the bridge, the link between the writing of the Torah and what Jewish people study in life and religion. The Talmud is their holy book, and it is explicitly stated there that they have a matrilineal culture.
But what part of that? Hold on. Let me just make a correction.
She's talking out of ass.
Wait, no. She's right, but she's actually wrong, right?
She's not right.
Wait, hold on. Because you keep bringing up, you keep equating matrilineal with passed down the culture. It's two different things.
Wait,
hold on. The Talmud does not say culture is passed down through the mother. What it says that it's matrilineal, so your status is based, but that doesn't equate to culture.
Okay, so let's say that is true, right? So let's say, wait a second, but that's not a dangerous game. If we're talking about your identity, wait a second. If we're talking about your identity, okay, do you have a culture without identity? That is the foundation, is it not?
Right. But
okay.
You have no connection to any culture.
But hold on. You interjected what I was saying.
Hold on, real quick, because I'm just the referee, and then
yeah, for sure.
So I just
wait. I'll supposed to go.
Mood does not say now. What she did was she spoke on mood, and it talks about it's matrilineal, right? But it doesn't apply in the Talmud. She gave an opinion based off the matrilineal status in the Talmud. There's nothing in the Talmud that says that you get your culture from your mother based off the matrilineal status.
What does it say? Does it say that you get your Jewish identity from your mother?
Hold on, very quickly.
I wasn't even done.
Y'all didn't even ask the right question to nip this in the butt, bro. Like what the fuck? It's a simple question, bro. What is the origins of the Talmud? What are the origins of the Talmud?
Just write it down. Because Kim, would you associate the 12 tribes with Jewish culture?
I associate the holy book as the foundational guide to Jewish religious life. So I'm not sure we're talking about the Torah.
Hold on. What is the Talmud?
The Torah is the holy book, lady.
Yes, it is the written record.
So because what you're doing is you're trying to make it seem like the 12 tribes of Israel were all men.
Okay.
So whether you identify with the tribe of Dan or the tribe of Levi or the tribe of whatever, identifying with the male.
Bro,
so why are you trying to disassociate the male from status in Jewish culture?
I am not trying to do. I'm not trying to do anything. I am just articulating what is.
If you're not Kimberly, this woman, Dr. Nirvana, she's a chemist and she's shooting niggas at night. She's gonna move you niggas the fuck down. And after you get shot, don't bring them up until the conversation is over. Thanks.
Go ahead, Kim.
Yeah, I am actually not trying to do anything. I am referencing the foundational holy book of Judaism, which is, if I remember, it is the oral traditions, but it is also the foundation. It's the foundational legal framework, right? Like it articulates the way that society is structured, the way that Jews should govern their lives. So I'm not sure why you keep talking about the Torah when I'm talking about Jewish identity, Jewish culture, and the central book that Jewish life and religion is organized around.
Well, one, because the Torah is first.
The Torah is what it's organized around.
Not the Talmud.
You're woefully ignorant.
So just let me.
Please
I know
stop.
y'all wanna. Let me just talk with her. So I know you wanna. The Torah is first, right? And the thing is let me ask you this: Do you believe that you get just as much culture from the father as the mother? Like, let's just put the Jewish stuff to the side. Kim, do you believe you get just as much culture from the father as the mother?
It depends on your culture. I mean, I do think that it's different from context to context.
Okay, so then your answer would be really is nuance. Whether the culture is passed down from the mother or father is really a nuanced question. It's not one or the other. That would be your answer.
Yeah, because different societies are organized in different ways. I can't really.
All right. I'm done.
Real quick, I just want to say this. Now, I just want to point this out. It'll be like one point that like people can have contentions on, but like the point can be like literally answered in a concise manner, 2 minutes max. Right?
Can I do that?
Evidence, but then y'all will debate something for 7 hours. Now, certain shit like Ayana and Theo, that was a good back and forth because they was good in detail. But when it come to like one point, right? Because Prince was cooking earlier too with the girl, the back and forth. That was good. It was actually, but it's certain shit in the conversation that it all it takes is like 1 minute, a concise 1 minute to
That's
get
why I
the
said
stuff
skip
in.
it, bro.
Like literally, like because one is so the Talmud does not say culture, right? Behavior is passed down through the mother. It's only legal Jewish. Right? I think it's hala. What's the word?
Halak. But the thing is, the Talmud,
which is matrilineal, right?
The Talmud is supposed to change, right? It adapts, it debates, they discuss, they interpret. Like it's not. It doesn't. She didn't even know what the Talmud is used for.
Exactly. So if I can speak very quickly, man, because that shit is ridiculous. No, bro. I'm gonna speak to this point too, bro.
We'll be talking about one thing, and then we'll be arguing about some side shit, and then it don't correlate back to the title. Like we still on.
Yeah, we're gonna get to it right now.
We forgot the whole conversation about the biracials and black fathers, like. What the fuck?
Yeah, bro, we gotta bring it right back. Hold on. We better bring it right back. Yo, bro. I've been waiting to go for a good minute, man. Fuck off. Yo, chill. Yo, chill.
All right,
it's a very simple thing,
bro. Let me ask you a question, brother. Why you finna go, Lord?
Oh my God.
Get fucking Lord fucking swash.
No, Lord is first for the convo.
Get the fuck out of here, man. I be sitting over here. I've been sitting here for fucking 3 hours. I've been sitting here for 3 hours listening to you motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
Why you always begging?
Wait, Lord been waiting for us, so let's not disrespect Lord. Lord, let me ask you a question before you go, brother. I'm gonna get you unlimited time. So you have a biracial daughter, correct?
No, son. I have a half white baby or half Jewish baby, however you want to put it. His mother is Jewish. Right, so based on what she was saying, blah 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 blah. Anyway, so taking it back to the if you're since y'all wanted to get biological and just for the record, right? The lady that was bringing up the Talmud, can you put the time frame of when the Talmud came into existence? Since you're such this Judaic Abrahamic scholar. When did the Talmud
stop going into these wormholes?
Just put that.
Bro,
hold on. Put that in the chat. But let's look at this, right? Since I think these women were talking about, when we're talking about the biracials, right? Or that, it can only be black or that other race, blah 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 blah, right? There was something known as fetal microchimerism, right? Where the man's DNA, right, it passes through the placenta, especially for the first baby. Right, especially for the first child that a man and a woman have, the microchimerism speaks to how the DNA from the father's side, right, it goes through the placenta and it literally alters that woman's DNA. So, like, I don't know where y'all took biology. I beg your pardon? Go ahead. What'd you say?
She said stop moaning in her ear.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
What the fuck? Wait, how do you want me to speak now? Give me an example of how you want me to speak and I'll attempt to do it. Yo, yeah, go ahead. How do you want me to speak? Go ahead, tell me.
Yo, bro. Nothing to do. Wait, hold on. What y'all not finna do is bully Lord, bro. Lord is
bro, come on, bro. We've been here for a minute, bro. We've been here since December 2020. I'm coming to 5 years on this app.
My nigga Lord, bro. Lord is
bro, I'm coming to 5 years on this app, bro. So, like, these motherfuckers don't swim here. They just be flexing when they have the green bean, you know what I'm saying, and all that good stuff. Like, even for me, I don't need, matter of fact, bro, man, look, bro, I'm gonna move myself to the audience, bro. I don't need no
just make your damn
green bean.
Make your point, brother. What the fuck?
Look, so, and matter of fact, I'll read the biological side of it, and I hope this lady that was trying to bring up the Talmud and tarnish a society or a culture or a group that is patriarchal and try to make it about the women. Get the fuck out of here. But anyway, it says a mother's DNA is permanently affected by her first child through fetal microchimerism, a phenomenon where cells from the baby cross the placenta and integrate into the mother's body, where they can persist for decades. These fetal cells become a lasting part of the mother's tissues and organs, and have been found in blood, bone marrow, skin, liver, and even the brain. So yeah, yes. This is the other thing. This is you heard this other woman talk about. Oh, the woman has the seed too. The woman has the seed too. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
I'm sorry, what does that have to do with patriarchy?
Wait.
It has to do with everything. We alter the woman. A man alters the woman's body.
Lord, let me ask you a question, brother. Right? So you have a half Jewish, half African, East African child, right? Do you tell the child that they are culturally fully Kenyan or whatever tribe that you're from, or do they share both cultures? Like, how do you?
My son is a half caste. He's half of both of us, one way or another. But him being a boy, right? Him being a man, he's 100% African.
Did you know it's actually illegal to wear a bikini in the Maldives?
I got mine from my father. He got his from his father. And his father.
What would you pray for?
I prayed for. Get the fuck out of here. This is why, like, respect trying to
You call your son a half caste?
He is a half caste. Why the fuck?
So if you had a daughter, she'd be Jewish. So Lord, if you had a daughter, she'd be Jewish. But since you have a son, he had a man, he would get along and work together.
It was the same type of
Just clarify
your question. Wait, clarify your question.
Yeah, so basically, you came out here and you said your son was a half caste, right? And you said because you're a man and your father was African, and so your son is African, so you have a daughter that's like, your son's Jewish, and your daughter is Jewish. Your son was a slave. I'm confused. Listen, I'm a little confused here. Just the reason why is because everything that people are basing it off of and what Kim was saying earlier is all the religion. And I know more than half of people on the stage are religious.
There's a blessing for you.
She referenced religion. She referenced
You'll be bringing up some spirits of depression.
No, Kim, relax, please.
You want to go take the SAT and go.
I teach you what you should
Harvard, Kim, the fact that you went to Harvard doesn't make you proficient in Judaism or religion or any of it.
I never made that claim.
Okay, so your reference to even taking the SAT right now is really irrelevant at this point. So let me continue this conversation with
You
Laura.
brought up the university before I did.
Go donate to Harvard.
You love it so much, why didn't
Continue the
you
conversation. Relax, Kim. Relax. Go down here. Crystal next after this.
All right, so based on everything you're saying, I'm just confused because the way I see it right now, right? Two individuals, two parents having a child, the culture, based on everybody, right? Even you, because you claim that you're American, right? Based on where you're from. In America, it doesn't work like that, right? It doesn't work like that. It gets passed down to the mother, or culture doesn't get passed down from the mother. Hold on, listen, Lord, listen. I'm not done. In America, right? Culture isn't passed down strictly by the mother or by the father. It's a mixture of both, and that's what it is. Now, when you,
hold on.
now when you, yeah.
Lord, hold on. Let me ask YB a question. YB, so you have a biracial, Asian and black.
No.
White and black.
Chinese.
Okay, wait, hold on, bro. If I'm talking to YB and somebody come off your mic, you're getting shot. Just like you motherfuckers retarded at this point. I think it's some confidence shit. Like you motherfuckers damn near just retarded. I just can't because it's like all the time. Like I see if it was like all right, here and there. Like it's some shit going on with the brain. All right, so YB, let me ask you a question, brother. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So do you teach your biracial son that he's, or do you tell them that he's both? And what does he personally as?
I tell him that he's okay. Shout outs to the black girls, okay? Because the black girls be knowing if you PTR, there it is. You should be able to see it. That's me set up for tomorrow. Can y'all see it? PTR. Okay. Can y'all see it? PTR. That's my life. No, two gifts. My Chanel, and it's specific. It is very specific, okay? But he gonna get it. I think both my parents are from Haiti, so he knows that whole side. So
Yeah, I got a question.
But really,
I know.
But at the end of the day, he knows who he is. So
what's the pros and cons of like because have you ever like heard of identity crisis from him? Has there no nothing? Just been clear.
There's no identity crisis when the kid knows who they are. The only time they become an identity crisis is when you have these people that are on the app that will say things like, "Oh, he's not this or he's not that." That's where the identity crisis comes from. Is when he can actually identify with both, and you have people telling them they have to identify with one or the other. That's where it comes. That's where it gets down to.
Like the issue.
Yeah.
For the average person that comes across your son, what would they identify him as?
Both. Whatever he tells them, white and black.
No, I'm saying but my question is not even having a conversation. If somebody just drives past your son at the bus stop and just happens to look to the right, would they say they just saw a black boy?
No, they would just say they saw somebody that was biracial or mixed. That's kind of it.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm just asking. I know a Haitian man from South Florida that did. I don't know exactly what you did, but he intentionally had a baby with a white woman, like a full-blown white woman. He wanted his son to have white features, and he had a son that came out like damn near blonde, hair, blue eyes. He's a fair-skinned black man, but in his upbringing, he's black. He's Haitian. He's from South Florida. Like that's his makeup, but he's raising a son that claims to have a black father.
I mean, not much. Before I was rudely interrupted by the aspiring Jew, Nomar, you said something interesting in trying to tie the conversation about philosophers and a belief in God and kind of connecting those two strings of the conversation, which I thought was interesting. Can you just reiterate that?
and I fucking see way behind. I'm gonna fucking do this, but I'm sorry, we're not gonna do it. No, can you double click on that again? Because I did think it was
Really? It was quite a thing. Okay, so let's see how much of it I can recreate. So I was building on Creed, who said that he mentioned the cave, and the Plato's cave idea is the question as to whether we are perceiving reality directly, or what we're really seeing is just like shadows on the back of a cave. And then I went to, and this is why I asked Malkador. I had to look at the name, who his favorite philosopher was, because I wanted to understand his view of the world. So then I mentioned that Kant could connect the question about philosophy to our idea of God. Kant moved from a representational understanding of how we build our knowledge of the world to a constructivist idea of how we know things, of knowledge, which is to say that we construct the world in our mind. And then I said that what we're talking about to resolve the omniscience paradox is that God is a phenomenologist, you could say, and constructs the world, past, present, and future, and all of its infinite possibility in his mind. So as individuals, we can't quite conceive of the infinite possibilities in his knowledge and power of the world. But from his perspective, with his constructivist omniscience, he can.
Right. So if you want to know about my particular, worldview, I would say, rather than asking what is my favorite philosopher, because that's not really going to get you to what my entire worldview is, right? Very minimalistic. And no, I don't particularly have one. Now, when it comes to the omniscience paradox, that still doesn't address it, and that's the problem, right? Because although God does have knowledge of all the possibilities, he has the knowledge of which one of those possibilities is going to come to fruition. So just saying that he has knowledge of all the possibilities is literally just the deflection away from what the paradox actually has the entailments within.
No, because I also pointed out previously that his knowledge is constantly in flux. His knowledge is constantly evolving the same way the world itself is constantly evolving and changing. So
Yeah, but there wouldn't be omniscience.
I'm sorry?
And there wouldn't be omniscience. Because so you would know about the possibilities, and I agree. But then, if he's omniscient, you cannot deny that he also knows all of the actual, set parameters. So he knows the conclusions. So he knows that, out of a million different possibilities that he's completely aware of, he knows that, like the tree example, that tree will grow. He has that knowledge and of all the other possibilities, but he knows of those possibilities, this is the one that's going to come to fruition.
Yeah, so in the mind of God, they're all coming to fruition. There's no paradox.
There is. That's why it's been buried within philosophy for decades. It's literally called the omniscience paradox, and I could read through it with you if you'd like. So saying that it doesn't exist does not detract from the fact that it does exist. And the argument
I didn't say it doesn't exist. I said all of the you said come to fruition. And what I said to you was all of the possibilities come to fruition in the mind of God. That's what I said.
Yes, but that's a cop-out.
No, it's not.
Yes,
it's a resolution. It's a resolution of the paradox. So you are cognizant of only linear causality, but God is cognizant. This is why I was asking you how you build your knowledge of the world, what your epistemology is. For God, all of the possibilities come to fruition because He is the embodiment. He is the embodiment of all things.
Right, but so you're conflating actuality with possibility.
No,
I'm explaining to you the phenomenon of infinite actuality in the mind of God.
Yes, but we don't exist in infinite. Yeah, no, that doesn't.
No, we don't. We don't.
Exist, right.
But that,
in
but
our
God, in our reality, we do not, but God does.
Right, but God would have the knowledge within our reality of an end, an intelligent within the end of things, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. So in our reality, if God knows a tree is going to grow in my backyard, then he cannot do anything to prevent that tree from growing. Otherwise, the knowledge of what was happening in our reality would be false.
You're locked into your linear understanding of reality.
No, that's just an actual.
Which works for you. Which works for you. Well, no. It's single dimensional. It isn't even three-dimensional. I beg your pardon?
It's just an entailment.
No, it's not an entailment. You've written the wrong equation for reality in the mind of God.
No, not at all.
Okay, I'm not going to go through this with you again. There's no point. We did. We just did. You don't get it, and there's no point in going around.
No, I do get it. That's the problem. So you're saying that God has the knowledge of all possibilities, and within God's framework, all will actually happen, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Well, within God's framework, all these things happen, but within that same framework, he knows that when it looks at our reality, it, within that framework, would only happen in this one particular way.
Right. That's your linear understanding of your reality. No, you see, it's not it, because your reality is not the only reality.
No, but I'm not talking about my reality. What I'm saying is, within the reality that we exist in,
reality that you
what I'm saying is the reality that we exist in, this universe, right? God understands. He has knowledge of all the things that could possibly happen.
You've made a framing error. I don't want to go around and around.
What's the framing error?
Conversation already.
Because you're not articulating.
You're looking at only one possibility of reality.
No.
You're only acknowledging one.
No, I'm not. What you're saying.
In the mind of God, I'm going to say this again. In the mind of God, all of the possibilities come to fruition because He's infinite. So whatever you think your reality. Whatever you think your reality is, yes, that is one tiny individual's perspective of reality.
Okay, then there's contradictions.
All of the possibilities come to. Okay, I don't want to keep repeating myself. I get it.
But then by default,
keep repeating. So we actually solved this before, hours ago, before we had some fun. And we did.
No, you didn't. What you did is you just justified contradictions.
Okay. Well, the best that you can say is you don't get it.
No, the best I can say is
because actually, the entire rest of the room got it.
Yeah, no, they didn't, because even Crash out the and they say I'm correct.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
The entire room was just embarrassed for you.
No, you can ask them here and now. So your entire view is that all of these things within our reality
what happened was one after another.
Which is a contradiction.
One after another.
was correct.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Well, I don't know who just said that.
That's Crash Out. And then Davey tried to
Crash Out wasn't here during the conversation.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
No, you were not.
Yes, he was.
No, he was not.
Oh my God.
He wasn't here when we were talking about the
He was here whenever I was discussing this with Hunter.
He wasn't in the room. We went.
Yes, he was.
It's on replay. Go look at the replay.
I swear to God, you can't be this fucking stupid. Yes, he was.
No, that's the question.
Good job.
Crash Out came in way after the conversation. He came in the middle of the next two conversations.
Can you please stop that? Thank you. So the discussion is happening between me and Honey, early on. You came in later. Crash Out was there.
Yeah, he wasn't there when you went
out. Crash Out was there.
I saw him come in.
Crash Out was there with the entire thing. Hey, Crash Out, how much of my argument did you hear? Let's stop arguing this between us. Crash, how much of my argument did you hear?
I was here for the whole argument. You, a normal,
concrete. Hang on. He came in at the so he doesn't know how much came before him. So, Malkador, what was my position?
Your position is we're trying to do you want me to say it?
No, I'm asking Crash Out.
Oh, sorry. You said Malkador, that's why.
No, I'm sorry, Crash Out. What was my position?
I'm sorry. From what I was listening to and what I grasped, the losing position.
No, what was my position? He wasn't here for it. Okay. Guys, this has been a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's a weird thing because either hang on.
Data even came off his mic and y'all wouldn't let him speak, but Data even proved that you guys were wrong.
Yeah, I mean, either God is not omniscient.
Stop. Crash Out.
I mean, you have a really irrational worldview, and I'm sorry for that.
I don't have you don't even understand.
I don't allow for contradiction. You do.
Yes. No, that's not the case. I allow for infinite possibilities.
Ubo was even wrong too.
No. I can allow for infinite possibilities. There's no.
You can't because you keep saying in my. You keep saying in my actuality. That's one possibility. I beg your pardon.
You asked for my worldview. One is like infinite universe.
I didn't ask for your worldview. 2 hours ago, I asked you where you were coming from, and you were incapable.
So hang on.
2 hours ago, I asked you where you were coming from. You were not able to say where you were coming from. You mentioned the omniscience paradox. I asked you where the omniscience paradox came from. You didn't know. You were completely crashed out. You were destroyed. You were devastated. One after another, each person in the room mocked you. Concrete mocked you. Jerry mocked you. I mocked you. They mocked you. One after another, they mocked your inability to express. Yes. Massively. Massively.
You didn't ask me anything about the omniscience paradox. I'm the one who brought it up.
I explained it. I responded to you.
No, you didn't. In fact, you just
Malkador. Malkador, honestly.
So here's the problem with your
Malkador, no offense. You literally had no fucking idea what you were talking about. So you tried to turn it into a Q&A. You were like, you don't know this, and you don't know that, and you don't know this, because you didn't have a position.
I'm really bringing you these arguments that have been substantiated within philosophy, and you can't address them.
What is that?
Fucking whinge.
Actually, what did I just explain to you about Immanuel Kant?
Who is my favorite philosopher?
Malkador. We did that.
You asked me who my favorite
I just
philosopher
explained
is.
to you what famous philosopher
need you to shut the fuck up
you really
answer your question, please.
Okay, that you don't know anything about philosophy.
You don't want to hear it. I think you're scared.
No,
I legitimately think you're scared.
Who was what is the philosopher that I said, Malkador?
Like I'm trying to have this discussion with you, but you're not.
What was the philosopher? I understand. What was the philosopher that I just said?
I'm done. I mean, you want to address
You're going to show me how to do this now. I understand. You're going to show me how to work it out. I know. Who's the philosopher that I cited? Malkador.
Yeah, it's because you just say you don't have to.
You understand my perspective, and you've beaten me. Who's the philosopher that I cited?
You
didn't. You don't know what philosopher.
Phone down, and I'm going to talk because you're not able. So you guys have
no idea what philosopher I cited.
You actually wanted to know my worldview and how I see things.
You've never read
one single thing with my worldview is I allow for
name one single philosopher.
Because I allow for
you were broken
and within the concept of the infinite universes, infinite possibilities.
One after another in the room, one after another mocked you and said, "You don't know what the fuck you're talking about." Man down. He doesn't know one single philosopher. You understood nothing of what anybody said. You were literally on the ground bleeding out, and we had to call for the medics. It was pathetic. Malkador, it was pathetic. We did the whole thing 2 hours ago.
Normal, he didn't mention a philosopher. He just told us that stupid to have to mention it.
No, what he said, no, he doesn't have. He doesn't know any philosophers. But do you remember the one that I mentioned?
He said it's stupid to mention philosophers.
Well, it's not stupid because that's how you understand the world.
You just said it. You just said it. You asked me who my favorite philosopher is because you want to understand my worldview. And 2 minutes ago you said, no, I didn't. So you're fucking lying now or you're lying.
No, I didn't say no, I didn't. I said I asked you who your favorite philosopher was. I just gave you the reason why I asked you.
My worldview.
Yeah, I never asked you for your worldview.
Okay, Right. So I don't
Because
have
you don't have
a philosopher, and I even told you this when I
You
first
don't
started.
have a
Like,
worldview, and you don't know any philosophy. You have no understanding. You don't even know what philosophy is.
The omniscience paradox was.
Hang on. No, of course. It's in the name. It's obvious.
Jesus, man. Like,
So what philosopher was I talking about? Do you remember? It doesn't. So what was my response to you? What school of thought did I study?
You're truly boring.
What school? Well, no, you're just dumb. You're Canadian and you're stupid. It's not my fault.
Else when you
They're actually smart Canadians, I'm sure.
Yeah, you can level up if you'd like.
You've never read a single philosopher in your life, and you don't have a worldview. You lost this argument 3 hours ago.
How's it possible? How's it possible someone can have a worldview?
For a second ass whooping like an idiot. You're an embarrassment. No offense. You're an embarrassment.
Yeah, okay. How is it possible for someone to
agree with Pepe? I don't agree with Pepe about a lot of things, and I actually have I have nothing but respect for Ape, of which I have none for him. But what I will say is this, right? When he plays that song of Nagila, hold on, Calcador, you fucking ass.
I want to hear it. I want to hear you sing it.
You fucking piece of shit. First of all, again, can anyone finish a fucking sentence when they're in a room with you, Calcador? Number two, Night wasn't fucking playing any fucking song, you piece of shit. Ape AI was playing a fucking song, Calcador. You fucking asshat. And if you fucking do and you know what? Take the fucking T off your name. You don't fucking deserve it. If you don't know, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I'll mute up. Go ahead. One mic on fucking Calcador. Go ahead.
I appreciate that, since you're the one who jumped in to interrupt me and L. But you know that's insignificant to you, right?
You see how he was mocking you?
No. He's just whinging out because that's what the Quebecs do.
Oh no, he just mocked you. You don't even know when you're being mocked, do you?
That's literally how Quebecers crash out.
Right, by mocking you.
No, that's not mocking me.
Yeah, he just did.
Do you know what mocking is?
Making fun of, yes.
I mean, you know what the omniscience paradox is? Do you know what mocking is? You dumbass.
Are you done now, Malcador?
Are you?
How does it feel to be bodied over?
How does it feel to come on here and just
be told you're fucking wrong
by numerous people?
Do you like being humiliated in your own room? Where you've been for days at a time? Was it fun?
Hey, Dave,
was it fun to get your ass into somebody smarter than you? Who actually knows something about philosophy? Who can actually make a coherent argument? Isn't it amazing to be embarrassed by a guy like me?
You didn't.
It must be hurt.
But you didn't.
You're the only one who's saying that. You're in denial. Yeah, I did.
But you didn't.
Yeah, of course.
And no one here thinks you did.
Everybody does.
No, they didn't.
The whole room went one after the other.
Do you think you made a coherent argument?
It's saying that Malcolm cannot listen.
No, it's because he's not saying anything that's actually.
What did Jeremy say after I spoke? No, repeat what he said, Malcador. What did Jeremy say after I spoke? That's your problem. You don't listen
to Jeremy, so that's
what he said.
But the fact that if you want to play this game, what did other people say? What did Crash Out say about your position?
What's that?
What did Crash Out say about your position? Are you fucking embarrassed?
I wasn't here when I made my position.
Except he
didn't hear anything I said.
Yes, he did.
No, he doesn't know my position.
Yes, he did. But the fact that you have no idea what the fucking paradox is, just absolutely
everybody knows what it is. It's in the name.
No, you don't.
Of course
I had to explain it to you.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
It's obvious. It's obvious. It's just two words put next to each other.
Right. Obvious. Fucking obvious. It's everyone who doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. I know what it is. I had like an hour to Google this shit.
So you listen. It's okay. You You don't know who I cited. You don't know the school. You don't understand epistemology. You don't have an epistemology.
What's the difference between like sound and valid?
Why do you ask?
Well, I mean, you're smart. What is
why do you?
It's a simple distinction.
Well, no, I said why do you? Of course, I'm smart. I just destroyed you over and over and over again in the argument.
Except you did.
Did you hear anything that I said?
You didn't understand the simple
I want to ask you something.
mentioning.
Did you hear? Malcolm, wait a second. Did you hear anything that I said?
Except that mentioning the names of the philosophers.
No, did you hear anything that I said?
You don't understand the concepts behind them, and that seems.
So what was the concept? Who was the philosopher, and what was the concept that I cited?
That is irrelevant to the topic. So right now, what you're doing is deflecting.
You just said it was the philosopher and the philosophy behind it.
Because you're deflecting.
I explained. No, I resolved the paradox for you.
No, you didn't.
Over and over again.
No. So your resolution. Let's try this again. Let's try it. We'll be cool.
No, I'm not going to try it again. I did it twice.
Right. So your resolution to the
twice,
paradox
you know what you
is
need to
that
do?
God actually
you need to
has
understand
the
a little bit of philosophy. Just a tiny little bit of philosophy.
Clearly more than you. So your idea
you don't know any
is
philosophy.
that God actually has the knowledge of all possibilities, and all these possibilities are actuated.
What is epistemology, Malkador? What is that?
Epistemology is of study of how we know things, like the tool set.
So what was the epistemology?
We're going to play this questionnaire game. What's the difference between the sound and the valid argument?
Epistemology. What was epistemology that I cited?
This isn't a Q&A.
Malkador, you know something about philosophy. No, but
I'm going to use your shit.
You listen to what I say. I'm trying to see if you understood my argument.
Do you want to have a discussion or not?
Did you understand my argument?
Do you want to have a discussion or not? Do you want to have a discussion or not?
This is a discussion.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, because you can't shut up.
Did you understand
I'm trying to actually address your argument.
Did you understand anything?
Do you want me to address? I'm steel manning.
No, I want to know if you understand my argument.
Do you know what a steel man is?
No, I want to know if you understand my argument.
Do you know what steel manning an argument is?
No, I want to know if you understand my argument. Do you?
Oh, fuck, you're a retard. Do you know what steel manning is?
I'm being honest with you. Do you understand my argument?
Okay.
Be honest. Is that a no?
Then if I'm trying to steal man
if you don't understand my argument, listen, no, Malkador, just say I didn't understand it. It's not embarrassing.
Okay, so for anyone else who doesn't know what this is, if someone tries to steal man your argument, what they're doing is they're going to repeat your argument back to you.
I'm asking you. I'm going to walk you through it. So I'll just do it really easy.
I don't need you to. I'm going to give you your argument back to you.
I'm giving you a easy.
You're a fucking idiot. So your argument is that God has perfect ultimate knowledge.
Did you
and
understand
all
my
the
argument,
possibilities that God actually understands actually within God's mind, right?
Tell me the philosopher that I cited.
Okay, so I just gave you your argument. Is that correct?
I beg your pardon?
I just gave you your argument back. Is that correct?
Absolutely wrong. Couldn't be more wrong. Complete lack of understanding.
What was it I just said?
Uninformed.
What I said is a repeat of what you said.
Not even close.
Really? So that God has the knowledge of all possibilities, and all those possibilities actually in God's mind?
You started in the middle. You didn't start at the beginning.
So does God have the knowledge?
You didn't understand the beginning.
Please, for fuck's sake, shut up and answer my question.
Malkador. Malkador. How did I begin?
God have the knowledge?
Hold on. Wait a second. We're doing a philosophy thing here. How did I begin my argument?
I gave you your argument back to you.
You did not. You started in the middle.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Well,
I did. I fucking did. You troglodyte.
You missed it, Malkador.
Then say it again.
Okay. How did I begin my argument?
Okay. Then let me say it and shut up and tell me where I'm fucking wrong.
I just did. You started in the middle.
No, you
That's
didn't.
where you're wrong. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You started in the middle. That's
your
where you got wrong.
Okay, let's try this again.
You missed it. So do you is it yes or no? Do you remember?
JD, you want to mute this fucking idiot?
Try to remember, Malkador. Where did I begin?
We can't get a fucking word in unless he doesn't shut up.
No, you already had the word.
Okay, so I'm going to turn the fuck down so I could just talk and I'll just keep talking past you. So your entire position,
so
the
if you
answer
don't
to the paradox
among content phenomenology
perfect
and the
knowledge
development
across the
of
board
representative
of all possibilities
epistemology would then lead to a
God has the knowledge of all the possibilities.
You don't understand
all the
how the
possibilities
paradox of what
in God's
concrete
mind.
said
In God's
about the
perspective,
shadows at the
all
back of
happen.
the
Is that
cave,
correct?
and which then feeds into the phenomenology in which we
Is that correct? Yes
from
or
a
no?
representational epistemology to a constructivist epistemology. That's our
correct,
model.
Yes or no?
That's our model for the mind of God.
Okay. No, that's
And you
not my
missed all
model.
of that.
God.
I beg your pardon?
God's mind. God's model. How God perceives things. That's the discussion. Are you tracking now?
No, you started in the middle.
Okay.
That was actually the end of the argument. You missed the whole beginning. In other words, you missed the formula and you're just arguing with the answer.
No, I didn't.
Okay, what's the first part of the formula?
Answer my question.
No, you're running away.
No, you're dodging. You're literally dodging because you can't answer.
No, I asked you a question.
Yeah, but I've asked a question. You're not answering it. I'm trying to get a fucking answer.
Okay, so you
So
argued
from
with the
God's
answer.
perspective, your
You
argument.
argued with the answer, but you don't understand how I got
need you
there.
to actually engage in this.
No, you don't need me. I am. Let's talk about the beginning. Okay, so let's start. Do you recall when I mentioned the shadow in the back of the cave? You missed that part.
And that has nothing to do with the paradox of omniscience.
No, well, omniscience.
Oh well, no,
is
you
about,
fucking idiot. It doesn't.
Omniscience is knowing all, and the shadow in the back of the cave. So what is the paradox of omniscience? Hang on. And the shadow at the back of the cave is the way we know things. So
oh my God,
how we know things,
nothing to do with
hang on. How we know things or epistemology affects omniscience, which is the knowledge.
That has nothing to do with omniscience. You're deflecting.
Well, no, because omniscience is knowledge of all. No,
because you're deflecting.
What does
you're dodging?
Mean to you? No, I'm giving you I'm building an argument which you don't understand.
No, you're dodging because what you're doing
I'm
is
building an argument because I was explaining the component of omniscience, which is to say epistemology. Well, no, there's not a category error. No,
because we're not omniscient. God is.
You don't understand the formula.
No, I clearly do. You don't.
Okay, so how does it? Okay, tell me. Okay, let's hear the formula. Wait, hang on. No, you didn't understand my answer. So again, I started someplace. Do you remember how I started?
You're starting with the cave. But the problem is,
very good.
They're actually allocating knowledge from us.
Hang on.
No, L, I'm trying to give you the fucking thing. So what you're doing is you're literally giving knowledge from us versus the initial knowledge from a divine being, which is a category error. And this is why I'm saying
we started at the cave. So now you're at step one. What comes after the cave, Malkador?
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does matter because
because you're starting with a category.
Component. Well, no, I'm starting with knowledge.
That's
the category. No, knowledge is not a category. I'm starting with the epistemology. Omniscience is knowledge of all, and I'm arguing with you, which you didn't understand. How do we know things?
We can't have it. We can't have it.
And that's what
we can't have it. That's a category error.
And that, I beg your pardon?
That's a category error.
What's the category error?
The fact that you're conflating knowledge from us, which is limited and fallible, right, versus omniscience, which is not.
So I'm not conflating it. I'm explaining the components of omniscience or how knowledge is built. Yes, it's called epistemology. Are we?
That's irrelevant.
No, it's not. Epistemology is how we know things. Omniscience is knowledge of all.
Us. How we know things, not God.
That's correct. And so then hang on. And then that's called an analogy. So I explained to you how we exist in the mind of God.
And
how
there's your category.
No,
and there's your category. Congratulations. You're doing it again. You're an idiot.
It's not a category error. It's called an analogy.
No, it's a false analogy because you're an idiot.
It's not a false analogy.
Oh, yes,
it is. How do we know things and how does God know things? Right.
So you know how God. Okay.
Isn't that what we're discussing? Wait. Isn't that what we're discussing?
Just listen to what I'm saying.
Are we not?
Hang on.
Even more important.
Hang on.
Are we discussing how we know things and how God knows things? You said it was a category error. But it's exactly what we're discussing. How do we know things?
No, it isn't.
And how does
No, it isn't. So you're deflecting.
That's exactly what we're discussing.
So you're dodging. Good job.
We're talking about how we know things and how God knows things.
No, we're not.
Okay, are we discussing how we know things?
So that's a dodge.
Hang on, are we discussing how we know things?
Nope.
Okay, are we discussing how God knows things?
Yes. So epistemology is irrelevant to that, you fucking idiot.
So the way we know things is irrelevant to how God knows.
You just caught on to the discussion. Congratulations. Welcome to fucking train one.
Well, no. What I figured out was your mistake.
Retard. Welcome to philosophy 101.
I figured out your mistake.
You did.
Right. In other words, you haven't got a clue what I'm talking about.
This is the category error you're making because you're saying our knowledge, how we know things, and God. No. I don't care about how we know things. The discussion is about God. So the moment you bring in epistemology from our level, it's an automatic category error, and you're wrong.
Well, notice you're wrong, because how we know things is how we understand how God knows things.
Okay, Dodge.
How we know things is how we understand how God knows things. So what happened was you got stuck because you don't know any philosophy. You couldn't name a single.
You just
don't
too
know
stupid
what
to realize that.
phenomenology is. You didn't understand the entire argument. You didn't even hear the argument. You couldn't even tell us. You didn't even remember the concrete started it. And then you didn't remember Immanuel Kant. And then you didn't remember phenomenology. And then you didn't remember representational reality. And then you didn't remember constructivist reality. You didn't understand any of it. You just stuck with the first thing. You
automatically projecting it on
the first thing you said. You stuck with the one line. You don't know a single bit of philosophy. You never read a book.
So then they label me as being black or nigger or negro or whatever, what have you.
And if you're not going to do that, then just stand on business and say so. Say, I want to give it to white hands. I want to give it to Becky, Ling Ling, and Maria, whatever. Say that, but don't walk in here and act like somehow black women are deficient because the men that are supposed to buy the structure have like laid it down and then put it on at the feet of black women. Like, stop it. Just say you want white pussy and go.
All right, Veronica. I'm giving my money. I'm giving my wealth to Mei-Ling, to Becky, to Susie, all of them. Yep.
That was ridiculous, but I want to say something to it, Veronica.
Never mattered.
I actually
After looks, we're gonna make space for
think
Lord.
that it's not the white.
Will anybody disagree with Monica? Veronica?
Wait, but I don't actually think that it's the. Yeah, I actually disagree in a way, but it's not really disagreeing with her narrative. I believe the narrative, but I don't believe that it's because they actually.
Lord, I tried to fight for you, brother.
I don't think that it's because they actually want white women. It's their obsession with white men as to why they do what they do. They only do this with white women because they feel as if they have something against the white man. They have a step up. They're closer to where the white man is. The white man has the white wife. They want the white wife. The white wife makes them feel a little whiter. You know what I'm saying? In a dark day, a whiter night. You know, black men want to feel whiter in every aspect. So if you even look all the way back in the history of it, there's like a report called the Mohinian Report, I believe, where they basically break down how once black men finally got the opportunity to go out and like date white women, that was the first thing they wanted to do. But I don't think it's because of a sexual need. I do agree that there is a fetish of white women fetishizing black men and black men fetishizing white women.
It goes back to the Moors, actually. This goes back to the Moors.
Yeah.
It goes back to the men that conquered the world and basically trained Europe to brush their teeth and not poop on themselves. The men that sailed the high seas and did a bunch of stuff that were the originals, right? Like they got fascinated with white skin and that whole thing. And then why do you think the KKK got founded? Because they remembered the history of black men chasing this thing. And so, listen, I'm not against interracial anything, but I am paying attention to the fact that the economics the math is mathing. In other words, $4.2 billion, which people that you are declaring your heroes, and you look up to them as though, and you're right, they are heroes, but they also set a model for you about what you should do. The passport bros are sort of the beneficiary of that now, but I just think we should know what we're looking at and call the thing.
Did you say that KKK got? I mean, please don't make me.
I don't
ask did anybody say that.
Hold on, Theo, before you could.
I was gonna respond.
Hold on, before you could. Kimberly was gonna put a cape. This is a feminist that's gonna put a cape on for black men. We gotta see this.
No, she wasn't gonna put a cape on. She was just
Kimberly.
I'm just saying. Listen, KKK was not founded because of black men's historical legacy of pursuing white women.
This is the black brand.
That's what they built. That's why they used to lynch them and cut their penises off. What?
All right, so I want to
say this. Wait.
Yeah, Veronica's right. They did
lynching. Yeah. So there was lynching, and it was a form of sexual violence against black men. But there is a myth that all of those lynchings were attached to pursuits of white women. There were lynchings there were many lynchings that were just you decided to start a business in a place where we told you not to start up a business.
Absolutely.
Okay. So the thing is, right? The reason why I'm pushing back is because this is an old white supremacist myth, right? Like, the birth of a nation, right? Like, it is not about black men's libidinal desire for white women. I don't think that we should.
I'm saying they use that.
Let them finish, bros.
They use that as a pretext. But pretextual means not right. Like like they used the specter.
That's why I said the foundation is the white man, not really the white woman. It seems like going for the white woman, but it's trying to be like the white man.
No, it was just about racial terror. It was just about after Reconstruction.
That's not it.
It was about Reconstruction putting Black people back into their place via racial terror after they had access to institutions of formal power.
I can't believe Black people in 2025 actually. Well, actually, I can't believe it, right? But just let's just be honest.
Yo, if y'all keep removing people out the room, I'm about to boom it and start over. Stop fucking up my room. Stop removing people from the chat is off limits. They can say what the fuck they want down there.
Yeah. So this whole idea, I hate when people just go on YouTube University or the vacuums of the conscious community and they get pseudo non-factual history. The idea is that the Moors civilized Europe, categorically false. Like people have to just stop this. Like this is so bad at this point. That's like I feel like I'm even wasting my breath telling you because some of y'all actually think this is like legit history. The fact of the matter is, my disagreement on Veronica's position is, what she's doing is called mate guarding. It's an evolutionary strategy, right? Men of all races, all cultures, all society, right, have been able to mix and mingle with whoever they want. Why? Because they have patriarchal cultures, right? So it didn't matter who you mix with, right? If you understand like how empires function, men who built empires, right? Typically, you started off with your specific group, right? It starts off with your group. Your group becomes really skilled, really stable, and they kind of map their environment, right? Then they have a niche. It may be war, economics. It may be a multitude of niches that they come really proficient at, and they gain influence, either direct or indirect, over their neighbors. Sometimes they form official leagues. Sometimes they use religions. Sometimes they use whatever mechanisms of control. Sometimes it's a multitude of them, right? If you're super high IQ. When these original groups do